I remember one time in third grade, a kid came over as we were just playing catch innocently. He just came over, he said, "You really throw the football well." And I said, "Oh, thanks, man." He said, "No, no, no. You really throw the football well." And I thought, oh, okay. Played my very first varsity game my junior year of high school, and I knew that this was a big year for recruiting. So I knew that I needed to play well to have a chance to play in college. And in the very first quarter of the very first game of my very first varsity season, I got hit on my left side and broke my ankle. And I remember driving back from the hospital with a cast on my ankle, and there were tears in my eyes, and I called my dad and I said, "Dad, because I'm going to miss this season, it means that I can't play in college. The dream is over, if you will, to play in college." And my dad said, "Kirk, you don't know that. Think of Proverbs 3, 5, and 6, which says, trust in the Lord with all your heart. Don't lean on your understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will direct your steps." At that moment, as a 17-year-old junior in high school, I made Proverbs 3, 5, and 6 my life verse. And from that moment on, said, I'm gonna trust Him and let Him sort out the rest. A year and a half ago, I said it would be impossible to play college football, and now I'm signing a full scholarship to have college paid for to play for a school that would have been my dream school all along. You know, that was only the beginning, and yet at that time I thought that alone teaches me what it means to walk by faith and how big God is. And yet God said, "Kirk, I haven't done anything yet. I'm going to take you on a journey here. Just keep trusting me." The night before the draft, my dad sat our family down and he read from 1 Samuel 16, where David is anointed king. And he said this passage has the feel of a draft because Samuel goes to the home of Jesse and he says, "Bring out your sons, from your sons will be the next king." Well, he goes through the first and he says, "Surely this must be the one." I mean, he looks the part. And the Lord spoke to Samuel and said, "No, he's not the one." And then he goes through each one, and he goes through 7. And the Lord says no to all of them. And so Samuel says to Jesse, "Do you have any other sons? Because the Lord said the 7 you brought to me are not it." He said, "Well, I have one more, David. He's out in the field. I didn't even think he was in the running." So David, he said, "Bring him." So David's brought before Samuel. Samuel sees him, and the Lord says, "That's the one." And my dad's point to me was, "Kirk, there's a lot of outward appearance looking going on right now around the NFL with the draft, and there will be going forward. Ultimately, as you've seen through your upbringing, the Lord directs your steps. The Lord has His hand on your life, and the Lord is not looking at the outward appearance. The Lord is looking at the heart." My dad came over and he said, "Kirk, do you know what number quarterback you were?" And I said, "No, I don't." I said, "I know there's usually 10 or 11 that get picked in the draft every year." He said, "You were the 8th quarterback." He said, "We read 1 Samuel 16 2 nights ago, and David was the 8th son of Jesse." He said, "I think the Lord is speaking to you. He's saying, Kirk, I have my hand on your life. When you fly to Washington, just trust me that I've got the next year, 2, 3, 4, whatever it may be, under my control." I probably had more "where are you, God" moments than I have had the moments where I know He's near. But I look back and I see He's faithful and He knows what He's doing, and He gives us just enough. I want to see lives changed for the kingdom, and I want as many people as possible to come to know the hope of the gospel, but also not only to come to know Jesus through the gospel, but then to make Him Lord of their life and to see what I've seen in terms of decades of the Lord's hand guiding a life. And that's a journey that we're all on, and we're all in different places on that journey. But that's what I want my life to be about.